Hello, this is my first ever toy review. First review, actually, so don't be too critical. I'm still learning the ropes. And today I'm obviously going to be showing you Beast Wars Transformers Transmetal Airazor. It's a mouthful, isn't it? One of the first Transmetals I've ever owned, as you can tell by her beak and her shield, which I'll get into later. You can also almost barely see Airazor on there. Alright, so I'm going to start off with what I like about Airazor. The toy. I really like the overall look. I love the color scheme. I'm happy I didn't get the purple version. I really like the blue version. Really fan of these turbines, which is saying a lot because I'm not a fan of the Transmetal look. I'll get into that in a second. I love the pontoons. As a kid, I use these as guns, not only pontoons, but I think it's kind of cool to make her a watercraft, a seaplane as they call it. I actually like how the tail goes up and down. I know that's mostly for transformation, but it makes it look a little more realistic. Definitely, I like how the wings come out. I can't tell but the wings come out like that. Now, things I don't like about Beast Mode. Alright. So like I said, I'm not a fan of the Transmetal look for one simple reason. Transformers are supposed to be robots in disguise, yet the Transmetal look completely gets rid of that. They don't look like, they don't look like they're in disguise at all. And that is something I've always had an issue with the Transmetal look. Now, as a look by itself, it's really cool, but when you think about Transformers, it kind of gets rid of the whole more than meets the eye thing, which, it's a slight. It's like a nitpick more than anything, because in the cartoon it didn't really matter if they were in disguise or not. So I can understand the whole Transmetal idea. Except for Transmetal 2. Transmetal 2 was awesome. Alright, so transforming Airazor is pretty simple. So what you do is you start off with this and you pop it out and you fold these over. Next, this part, you pull this up and you bring out the arms. Now I leave these up and I'll show you why in a second. And then while pushing it this way, you also push on the head. It's kind of tricky at times. There, and I'll leave the arms up for now. Then you bring out the legs from the back and you pull them up. You push in the beak, which is why the beaks get so much wear and tear, and you pop it in, and that creates Airazor's torso. Now the reason why you keep the arms up is because you have to bring up the wings, and the arms just get in the way if you don't. Pop in the arms like darn it. Pop in the wings like that. Pop in the arms like that, not the wings. You bring down the and just give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna lift up the camera because Airazor is noticeably tall compared to her Beast Mode. There, that'll be a little better. So her tail, you flip back, and there's her little crystal spark thing that's supposed to light up with heat, but mine's so old it's dead. And a lot of moving, because I've lived in Phoenix and Idaho, and so a lot of different climates that have just ruined the crystal. And then make sure you push the turbines up. I did without saying. And then I like the wings up like this. And that's my favorite way to have Airazor. She's a little bit lopsided, but okay, that's my favorite way of having Airazor. And actually the camera's kind of lopsided too. Okay, anyways, now this is the mode I like, but there's another mode. It is a gimmicky, stupid mode that honestly I think it's kind of ridiculous, but I don't think it was intentional when you look at the way the toy is built. But what you do is you put there's these little open areas inside the turbines that you stick the arms in, and then right in there. Just, yeah. And you create what it's called shield mode. This is stupid for a few reasons. One, this makes her clunky to fly. And yes, I know, I'm talking about the toy, but I am trying to make this in a more realistic fashion. This makes her very clunky. It not really would help her with flying. Yeah, she can't get shot or hit really easily, but honestly, to transform in and out of this mode, if we were to take it realistically, is very, very silly. So, like a normal human being, I actually like her to be like this. This is my favorite way to have Airazor. So, things I like about robot mode. Once again, overall, I like the design of robot mode. It looks very nice. You can tell she's a Transmetal just by looking at her. I love the claws. I love how these can be used as weapons. Kind of like, instead of having swords, she just like has talons that she claws down. Once again, the pontoons. Let me back up a little bit. The pontoons, I used these as guns when I was a kid. And like I said, overall, I just really like the look for Airazor in her robot mode. Some interesting things about Airazor before I close this out. Airazor in the Japanese version was actually a guy, which is very odd when you think about it, because her and Tigertron were, you know, a couple. They even died together and came back as Tigerhawk, which sadly enough, I wish Tigerhawk would have lasted longer, but there's actually a interesting story to why so many characters at the end of the series were introduced and then killed off. But yeah, this is my toy review slash instructional video, I guess you could say. Not a very good instructional video. It's my first time recording, so hopefully I don't get too many negative comments. But yeah, so hopefully this was interesting to you all. I'm trying to give my own view of how I view this, because I'm a huge fan of Airazor. Yeah, so thank you for watching.